As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
That's life.
That's life.
That's what all...
Where are the guys that could actually handle all this?
Oh, there's entire neighborhoods of guys that are waiting for you. Yeah, just go out to MLK Jr. Boulevard, say the name Tyrone, and before you know it, you'll be pregnant and waiting for him to come home with milk.
If you're still asking yourself where are all the good men, they're pretty much hiding out until they find the same thing that they will provide. It's basically for their weaknesses and insecurities to be known but not taken for granted, which I know sounds like a bare minimum kind of thing. But the truth is that that sort of thing is expected of men, but somehow it is not expected for men. And that's why good men are still out there. They just don't want to be found by the wrong person.
Alright, so everybody keeps telling me there's all these wonderful men out there that'll take you on dates and buy you flowers and do sweet things for you. And everywhere I look, there's all these men on TikTok that are talking about how they would love that kind of opportunity with a woman and all of these things. And I don't seem to understand why I can't find them. Can someone point me in the right direction, please? Thank you.
Okay, is it actually true that a guy treats you how he wants to be treated first, and then he starts treating you how you've been treating him?
Yeah, where are all the men, like the good, real men at?
Ladies, listen closely, because I'm about to tell you exactly where all the good men went. Are you ready? You ready? Here it comes. They left you alone like you asked.
Leave women alone.
I honestly just want our guys to just leave me alone.
Leave women alone.
The only reason you could be excused for not understanding where the good men went is because of the fact that you don't often hear what every man hears on a daily basis, on every platform, in public, wherever he goes. But the thing is, that's just pure ignorance, because it's not like it's out there. You could easily find it, or, get this, you could listen to one of us MRAs who are telling you that it's happening, and then maybe you'd start to understand. The good men saw every single one of you posting a ridiculous laundry list of what is considered to be the bare minimum, while they only ask for a few very simple things. Someone who loves them, someone who cares about them, and somebody who will bring them peace. That's all we ask, and when we realise that we're not even going to get that after we have spent most of our lives dedicating ourselves to this ridiculous laundry list that you've got, we still end up getting divorced or left. I'm not even going to cover what happens when a guy is left or divorced, because the laundry list of shit that he has to go through when that happens is just too big for one video. We're avoiding you because A, your standards are near perfection, and B, we suffer consequences for even trying to be in a relationship with you, let alone the consequences that come after having a relationship with you.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Where are all the good men? You need more than one? Well, I need options, a pool of people to choose from. Oh, so we're shopping for men now. I just want to be able to choose wisely. A net catches more bees with honey. What does that even mean? You don't need a bigger pool, you need a better signal. Right now, your energy is saying, where are they? Why aren't they here yet? Instead of becoming the person who attracts the right one. So it's about me again. It's always about you. So then what do? Shift your energy from scarcity and desperation to high value and self-trust. At that point, you won't even need all the options because the right one will come to you.
Here y'all are at 45, 50, talking about where the good men at. They were back then, 20 years ago. You said he was lame. You said he was boring. You said that you were too lit to be settled down. You were going through your whole phase. Remember that? So yeah, a lot of y'all have already missed that boat, baby girls. Or should I say baby grandmas? Because a lot of y'all are way too old to be in these type of situations. And then y'all are seeking this advice from women who are still in the streets, who still don't have nothing figured out for herself.
How y'all doing?
You gonna pay my rent and my car? I have 3 kids and I need child support now. I'm still in love with my ex. I need my book done. I need another BBL. I don't have a car or a life. I need $1,000 for a new wig. This one's getting old.
Never mind.
No, get my number. Wait, get my Instagram.
How many BBLs you done had?
Well, I had
3.
Women can't take over, right? We're not strong enough. What do you need to take over the military, honey? Women going to take over the military? What would happen? oh, those other really scary countries are going to be so afraid of an all-female military. God help us all. We can't do it, right? We can't take over all the construction of the streets, right? We can't take over, carrying the gasoline to and fro and the pickup truck. We're not going to do all that. We're not going to be all the engineers, and we're not going to be all the construction workers, and we're not going to build the roads and bridges, and we can't do it, okay? And I would argue that there are many limitations that happen even in the political world for women, because it's extremely grueling. Anything that you're going to do that's extremely grueling is going to take a toll on women differently than men, because our hormonal cycle is built into our biology, and it just is.
You were with 3 guys. Babe, that's not a mistake. That's a group project. Congrats, you are not my girlfriend anymore. You are a public event.
First of all, if I ever got roasted by an AI Mickey Mouse like that, I think I would just end my life right there. Second of all, I love how they can't take any accountability, like ever. Accidentally got played by 3 guys. No, you were hoeing around, slipping and sliding all over some heat-seeking moisture missiles. Just say it. I love to see men starting to have more respect for themselves, though, because, oh my God, y'all have been putting up with cheating assholes for too long.
I don't gotta wait to be cheated on to be heartbroken. I'm heartbroken the moment you was talking about me in a certain way to your friend to diminish my character. I'm heartbroken the moment you paint me out to the kids to be a certain way because you mad. I'm heartbroken the moment that you show me you don't got my back because I could be trying to do something and you ain't even being supportive in a certain way. Like, the heartbreak for a man start based on a lack of loyalty and a lack of respect. So if a woman is disrespecting us and we want to remove ourselves, that's when we checking out of it, because it's like, I'm not about to go back and forth and disrespect you. We thrive off respect and loyalty. So it's like, when we see our women do things that appear to be disloyal, they don't understand loyalty the way we understand loyalty. They're loyal to how they feel in a moment. And their loyalty in most cases is to the end result that best serves them. Whereas though we make sacrifices as men when you're a good dude, genuine dude, that don't always often benefit us the most.
What's your plan when men stop doing the dirty and dangerous jobs that keep society running?
Can you give me an example of which jobs you're referring to?
Logging, plumbing, crab fishing, oil rig. When men stop doing the dangerous jobs, when men stop getting married, when men stop having kids, what's your plan?
I'm not worried about that.
Of course you're not.
No. I don't have a plan, Pearl, for a situation in which men no longer do those jobs.
The very microphone you're using was built by men. The building was built by men. And there's no gratitude or appreciation. You just tell them they're not doing enough. Future's not going to be great for feminists. You guys are going to get the equality that you're asking for. Men are not going to protect women in the streets. Men are going to stop signing up for the infrastructure jobs. The birth rate's going to keep falling, and the future is going to be bleak.
This is interesting. This is a good take. I like this conversation starter, Commander. Hats off to you. I recently saw a video of a guy who said any time a woman has approached him, he has realized that she is a man-eater. So, what are your thoughts on that? A woman should always approach the man? I think I'm a little bit old-fashioned, but it really doesn't matter what I think. I'm married. It doesn't matter. But I'd like to know other people's opinions. Actually, I'd even like to know the married people's opinions. I don't agree. I feel like the man should be the one that approaches. But again, you have all those people that are like, ew, I don't want a man to talk to me. Same. But also, what are we thinking? This is interesting.
I have only been approached by a man in the wild one time, and let me tell you, it shook me to my core. And I haven't stopped thinking about it. This was a few years ago. I walk into a bar with a friend, and a guy sitting at the bar turned, looked at me, and gave me the I'm gonna talk to you vibes. I am the world's worst flirter. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how bad I am at flirting. And so I froze like a deer in the headlights, like literally frozen. I walk up to the bar to order my drink, okay? And this man walks straight up to me and says, hello, my name is Jim. Luckily, my friend stepped in and was like, hi, this is Katerina. She's so great, because I was frozen. We played some eyeball tennis back and forth in the bar for like an hour. And he came up to me and bought me and my friend a drink and got my number and was so respectful And I was actually in complete shock because I didn't know this happened in real life. Granted, this happened to me 2 years ago and it was the only time it's ever happened to me. But men, this is the power of approaching a woman in the wild because I truly have not gotten him out of my mind.
You know, a lot of these modern women were in the area where they would continue to finesse men. Getting free meals, getting your bills paid, getting flown out, getting stuff out of men and giving nothing back. That's done. That stupidity is done. That foolishness is done. Men wised up. They're looking back and saying, you know, I see what happened to another guy, and we're not going to be doing that. They know the game already. So when these modern women continue to try to run game on a man, it's not going to work. He already knows that, right? He's already seen the playbook. So that little era of you finessing men, you had a good run, but it's time to wrap it up.
Valid concerns men have about getting married. What if she completely changes after the wedding? What if she stops respecting me? What if intimacy dries up? What if she only wanted security and now I'm just her wallet? What if she compares me to other men and I don't measure up? What if she embarrasses me in front of my friends or even my kids? What if she resents me no matter what I do? What if she gets comfortable and lets herself go, but still expects me to be attracted to her no matter what, even though I can't help it? What if her family becomes my problem? What if she leaves and takes half? What if she turns our kids against me? What if she stops being my partner and starts acting like a boss? What if everything I sacrificed goes unnoticed? What if I can't win with her? What if she's never actually happy? What if she cheats on me? What if her friends turn her against me? What if she gets bored of me? What if I'm just not good enough for her? Marriage and family unfortunately isn't worth it to men anymore. Society encourages women to focus on themselves and prioritize short-term things over long-term commitment. And that shows up in every part of our lives, which makes men not want to marry us. A lot of the qualities that a lot of men look for in a woman are becoming less and less common. And at the end of the day, the risks are so high for him getting totally ruined from marriage and having kids if things don't go her way. Men often don't feel appreciated in relationships anymore. They hear constant criticism about what they should be doing. Even though they're putting in so much effort and they're doing their absolute best, it's still not enough. And a lot of men out there who do want marriage and children, they're going to be a lot more selective than they used to be. They're going to make sure that you bring enough to the table. They're going to make sure they can fully trust you and rely on you when things get hard. They want to know that you're not just there for their resources and you're not going to try to burn them if you're not happy with the situation.
How alone is a man when a relationship ends? Nobody actually talks about this. You know, she gets the check-in, she gets the calls, she gets the, how are you holding up there? And he gets bare minimal. He's expected to just keep going, keep working, keep showing up, process it quietly, and just come out the other side like nothing happened. And most men do exactly that, not because they're okay, but because nobody actually gave them another option. And if that's you recently separated, divorced, or someone who's just feeling like they're carrying this alone, this isn't about finding someone else or someone new. This is about finding yourself again. And if you're ready, then I invite you to DM me the word reset and let's talk. You might catch me on my walk.
Can I see a receipt? Look like you probably stole some stuff. Y'all got 2 receipts. Okay, okay. So 60 and then 54. All right, I got y'all. So here's 20, 40, 60, 20, 40, 60. There you go right there. $120. Because I'm just trying to bless y'all today, make y'all day better. What happened? Oh, I just paid for all this stuff. Yeah, y'all have a good one. Appreciate you, sir. Absolutely. Let me get a hug.
Thank you.
How you doing, sir?
A few moments later.
$38, $20. There you go. It's on me today.
No, man.
All right, I'm gonna pass it on to the next. Oh, bet. Come on. I got you. Let me see that receipt. How much it is? Did y'all steal anything? Nope. Y'all didn't steal nothing. We got some luggage. Where y'all traveling to? What you doing in Maryland? His sister's there?
Baby shower, yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Well, there's 100.
What's that for?
No.
And then 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 100 for you, 100 for you. Hey, don't spend it all in one place though. Absolutely. Hey, y'all have a blessed day, sir. Appreciate you. Do I work here? No, I just bless people.
No, you please do.
I just bless people. All right, then. I'm out. I'm out.
There is a growing subculture of young men breaking off from society. Red pill, incel, black pill, maxing, and probably more that most of us aren't aware of. They're not all the same, but they're built on the same thing: disillusionment. They were told, work hard, be strong, earn your worth, and you'll be respected. But that formula stopped working. Now they feel discarded, powerless, and without meaning. They're forming identities around grievance. They bond over made-up enemies: women, feminists, trans people, anyone they think is getting what they were promised. This isn't random. It's what happens when there's no initiation, no purpose, no elderhood. You know who understood this? ISIS recruiters. They didn't just offer ideology. They offered status, order, brotherhood, and a role in something bigger. This is the same psychological vacuum, just playing out online, just waiting for the wrong signal to light the fuse. If something better doesn't step in, something real, this doesn't stay a meme, it metastasizes. This isn't about politics, it's about meaning. And what happens when men can't find any?
Right now, too many grown women saying, no, hookup culture's okay. Yeah, baby, get what you need to get. They already ruined their lives. Don't let these grown 30, 40, 50-year-old single, bitter, jaded women ruin these young 20-something-year-olds that actually still have a shot. These young 18-year-olds that still have a shot.
That's how I feel.
And that's the problem. There are too many women that are out here ruining the shot for young women because we're not being honest. We're saying, no, baby, you can be liberated. You can go on this sex walks. You can feel good inside of your body and you can do whatever you want. What life do they have that you want? The women that are saying this, they're single and jaded and bitter, the majority. Are there exceptions to the rule? Yes, of course there are. There's always an exception to the rule, but we don't speak to the exception. We speak to the majority. And the majority of women are getting used up and recycled by a bunch of different men that are never going to wife them. They don't want to marry the man that is actually good for them because he doesn't look good. And the fact that the 4 6s is what matters the most to a woman in 2026, that's the problem.
Yeah.
The measuring stick is so low.
I just feel like people, yes, what you're saying is should understand that that's not what people do.
I ain't gonna tell people what should anything. All I'm saying is if you choose to be a liberated woman, the odds of you marrying, being chosen by a high value, high earning, masculine man is a steep decrease. The more men you've slept with, the odds are even worse. That's just what it is. And that's the bed you made, you get to sleep in it. And some people might say, well, what if I'm changed now? I'm sorry for you, move. And don't ever talk about your past. And if it gets brought up, don't lie, but pray to God it never gets brought up because that is important. And I think that that's the point for me of this podcast.
Can someone on this godforsaken app help me understand how I'm still single? People say, oh, maybe you have too high of standards. I don't think I do. I think I have quite low standards, okay? All I want is a man who is funny and kind and bald, just completely hairless actually from head to toe, has zero ties to the state of Kentucky. Nobody really knows where he was on 9/11. Completely illiterate. Could perhaps be radioactive. Constantly drunk. 24/7. He's illegally blind, but his third eye is wide open. Now, I'm not saying this one's a requirement, but it would be nice to have a man who knows the Muffin Man. He's allergic to penicillin. He can completely unhinge his jaw. His taste in music can be best described as like a dentist office funk. Addicted to gambling, like 7 feet tall, 2 black eyes, and like, I think that's it. Like, I'm telling y'all, my standards are not that high. Like, just rise to meet them. Flock, dude. Oh, I almost forgot. He has to have a big ol' hog.
Where are all the good men that don't cheat? Where are all the good men that still respect women to understand that they don't deserve to be played with, lied to, and manipulated? Where are all the good men that want to prioritize their family, their girlfriends, and the people around them that matter? Where are all the good men that know the sacrifice of a woman when she's at home with the kids or she's making a house a home and they appreciate it? Where are all the men that are happy to go to work every single day knowing that the home and the house that they built is because they sacrificed time away from their children? Where are all the good men that are trying to balance work, a romantic relationship, their kids, trying to do all the right things and still feel like they're falling short? Where are all the good men that understand that women can be crazy, but you love them anyway? Where are all the good men that understand that things are not always going to be easy, but they're not going to go out and cheat or be out in the club to fill their ego instead of making it work within their relationship? Where are all the good men that still have integrity? They do exactly what they say they're going to do and they never fall short. Where are these men? Because according to women, there are no good ones left. Okay, bye.
You know, a lot of modern women think that men are thinking about them all day long. They think that men are solely focused on them. They think that men have nothing better to do than to daydream about them. That's why they say things like, where are the men who yearn? Why isn't he texting me all hours of the day and night? I know I didn't respond to him for 2 or 3 hours and he let it go the first time. And I didn't respond to him multiple times and he just quit talking to me. But I want a man who yearns. I want a man who begs. I want a man who pushes through all of that, because that's going to be the one for me. Well, you're going to be single and lonely because this type of game plan that you're doing, it's not going to work anymore.
So there's this girl on TikTok that was talking about how like most guys aren't pursuing girls anymore and how she isn't getting pursued. And when she walks in public, she'll walk past guys and they won't really like look up and try and make eye contact with her, all those sorts of things. And the reason for that, starting off on number 1, this is a man's perspective to how we think like girls are viewing us, okay? This is not what girls think, okay? All right. So for guys, for number 1, guys are usually like, they actually do get like scared or have the fear of being rejected. So with that, like a guy's not going to want to go up to every single girl on planet Earth and ask them for their number and get rejected by, 95% of them. Number 2, most guys are realizing that they're like, okay, well, if I can work on myself, work on my craft, make my money, build who I am as a man, that's fine. That's all I really worry about right now. Guys aren't wanting to chase girls. This is how guys view it. Guys think that girls want to be chased, so a guy's pursuing a girl and the girl is running away, and you're chasing her constantly. A guy is going to want a girl to allow him to pursue her, so the girl is staying still and the guy pursues her and they stay right there. That's how it is. Number 3, most guys think that girls view them as absolute POSs, worst human beings ever to walk the entire planet of Earth. So for most guys, they're like, why am I gonna waste time with girls who think we are complete pieces of shit and don't even want anything to do with us? It's just a waste of time. That's how guys think girls view us. I'm not saying girls view us this way. That's how we view it. And that's probably why guys are not wanting to pursue girls.
Your 20s are supposed to be when you travel, make mistakes.
No.
Date around, get drunk, party, stay up all night.
No, don't do that. At least she's making some good choices. We have this idea in our culture the choices that you make in your 20s don't matter. This is the quality of your choices and its effect on your future, and then this is age. And everybody agrees that your choices matter in school. And everybody agrees that adulthood is for hard work and responsibility. But for some reason, a lot of people talk about your 20s like, hey, f*** them, throw them in the garbage, who cares? And this is not how it works. This is how it works. There's a separate one for boys and girls. And I'm not saying that girls' choices don't matter. I'm just saying you can mess up pretty bad and someone will dig you out of here. So as we all know, your choices begin to impact your future in school at about your teens. And the choices you make matter more and more. And then as you get older, they matter less and less because there's less future. So the choices you make here are gonna affect all the rest of this. And it's like she doesn't know that.
You got time. You got plenty of time.
Well, you do got time until you don't. That's how time works. This is less time. Here's my least favorite thing she says.
Enjoy your fucking life. The right person will come when they come.
Not the enjoy your life part, that's fine. I mean the right person part. They'll come when they come, until they don't. Don't let anyone tell you your 20s don't matter, they do. Good things do not happen by themselves, you have to make them happen in your 20s. And as far as partying and getting drunk, I've done that 1,000 times, and I promise that none of them were worth missing out on real life.
Okay, can we talk about this? Because I'm seeing certain men creators on this app saying that women should be approaching men. And I just want to say that I think the level of men who think like that needs to be studied. And I'm not the type of person to quickly pass judgment on a person, but I'm really intrigued to know, like, how were you raised? I'm really intrigued to know, like, what's genuinely your interest. I know a lot of times people use the term of men being sassy these days, and I'm one that I don't necessarily want to outright call a man sassy, especially if I don't know them, but I'm really curious to know, like, what's your thought process of really believing that a woman should be approaching a man? And before any men get in my comment sense, this is why women are single, because X, Y, and Z. I don't believe in women approaching men, but I do believe women should be positioning themselves to be approachable, to be kind, to come across as friendly, and to give some indication that they are available. But even if we look at animals, there's birds and different type of animals that literally goes out their way, and we're talking about the male species, literally goes out of their way to be intriguing and to catch the attention of the woman. But you're telling me that the human personnel, we are expecting the woman to pursue the man. And the thing that's sad about it is that I see women in the comments like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna try that, let me do this. And the thing about it is that honestly, either he's taken or he's just not that interested in you. And the thing about it is like, it may be a sad reality, but it's okay. You're not going to be everyone's type. I'm not everyone's type. That's okay. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to have a certain level of standards and boundaries to where desperation is not leading you in these moments, because the way you start that relationship is definitely how you're going to continue it. If you pursued him, he's never going to let you forget that. So ladies, stand up and be approachable, but do not pursue him.
Post reads, sent my daughter to school in a bonnet. All right, man. Jesus Christ, bro. This is already bad. Okay, let me get myself together. Let me start from the top. Sent my daughter to school in a bonnet because I didn't want her to miss school trying to finish her hair. Why I pick her up with her hair all over her head? Because halfway through the day, the special teacher said it's considered a hat. So you mean to tell me that y'all rather embarrass a child and make them prone to bullying rather than let them cover their hair? Anyways, she will continue to miss school when necessary when it comes to her hair. I don't care. So what you're trying to tell me is her having a certain hairstyle is more important than her education. Instead of you being an active parent and making sure her hair gets done either the night before or getting up a little earlier to make sure her hair gets done properly, you rather just have her miss school. But when I tell y'all some of y'all do not deserve children, I mean that in the worst way. You talk about that young woman being prone to bullying because she doesn't have a certain hairstyle. How about her being prone to bullying because she's going to be an idiot because her mother did not prioritize her education when she was a young girl? Because her mother thought the way she looks is more important than what she has in her brain. And you wonder why a lot of y'all kids can't even read. I'm in true disbelief. There's no way in you trying to tell me your child is going to miss school because their hair is not done the right way. Like putting a little girl's hair in a ponytail is rocket science. As a man, I know how to do that. Although it is your responsibility to make sure that their hair is done the right way. And I know for sure, even if you do keep them home from school, you ain't gonna follow up. You ain't gonna do it. You're not gonna go to the school to pick up no makeup work. And I know you ain't teaching them that's important at home just by the way you wrote this paragraph. You probably didn't finish school. At this point, that's why it's not that important to you. Because you're like, man, you know what? I didn't finish school and I turned out fine. No, you didn't. Fellas, please stop procreating with these type of women. They don't deserve to be parents, bro. It really, we are doing more harm to our own community by procreating with these types. I really hope y'all listen to me. Y'all keep the change.
The thing is, women will have this long laundry list of standards and requirements for the man that they date, for the man in their life. But when it comes down to it, she is likely going to settle for maybe half of that list. For the right man, she'll accept way less than what she was actually seeking out of a partnership and out of a man. But when it comes to men, you know, from the outside, a lot of them act like they're really low maintenance. And they're like, oh, all I want is, you know, a girl to have fun with, like a girl to go out with. At the end of the day, their list of requirements is actually way larger than a woman's when it comes down to the actual relationship in practice. Because so many women are taught to give men the benefit of the doubt, to overlook this, overlook that, you know, give him a chance. But men are not socialized like that. It's more of a like, you can't help who you're attracted to. You can't help what you want. A woman will swallow a lot of what she wants. Like she will tamper that stuff down to keep this relationship lasting, to keep it happy, to keep it peaceful, because she doesn't want to nag him. She doesn't want to bring up that thing again because it sucks every time. She doesn't want to get into an argument. She doesn't want to be accused of trying to start an argument. So women will often shrink down a lot of their standards at the end of the day, while men will realize that women will pick up the slack wherever they drop it. Wherever they're dropping it, you're going to pick it up. You're just going to be there. He doesn't even have to ask you. He can just rely on the fact that women are always pretty much going to do whatever he isn't doing. At the end of the day, men's standards for women is insidious because he acts like he's going to be this egalitarian partner, you know, like let's go 50-50, let's be equals here. But at the end of the day, he's going to require that you know, if you have children or if you get older or if you go through menopause, that your body stays just as hot as it was. So he's going to require that you never change while you're praying God that he's going to change. And this is why so many women say don't build a man up, because he's going to drain you while you level him up. And then he's going to look down on you and be like, wow, you're really not the woman I used to love.
A lot of these modern women, even though they're trash themselves, they want to build a bear man. You know, you want to customize him, you want to change this, fix that, mold him into what you want him to be. But that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You don't get to build a man to your specifications. You either accept who he is. Now, he doesn't need to be a jerk, but you either accept that and, you know, love him for who he is, or you get about his face. And I know a lot of modern women don't want to hear that because they want Chad and Tyrone to be smitten, to be stunned, to be shocked, to be just enamored with them. That's not going to happen. Oh, I'm just so stunned. I'm just so shocked by how beautiful you are. You might be cute, but there's 10 other ones right behind you waiting for my attention. Modern women don't understand that. You're not going to be able to build the bear that you want, build the man that you want. He's going to have some flaws. You're going to have some flaws. As long as they're not toxic, and y'all are working on them together, I think you should be okay.
I saw the hottest man. I saw like 3 hot men today in my hot Yasa class, like my hot yoga class. Why don't we say anything? Why do I have to be the one to say something? Fuck, I understand. It's so uncomfortable to like go up to someone cute and be like, hey. Because for every person that is like on TikTok being like, well, you could approach a man, like, I have been. And are the men just gonna be like, hey, do you wanna grab a coffee? Hey, what's your name? Hey, do you go to this class a lot? Like, there are so many ways to slide in, and I'm kind of low-key pissed off that I'm like upset that I didn't say something to a man. What do you mean? Bitch, what do you mean? Why am I upset? I just don't understand why it's like not that easy for men, because it's so easy. Literally just ask the girl one of those questions if you see someone out like that. Don't look at the shirt, it's my work shirt and it's got stains, okay? Leave me alone. Go up to the girl and be like, no, just ask the question first. Just be like, hey, been doing this class a lot? And then like if the girl is uncomfortable or she has a man, she'll tell you. Trust me, she'll tell you. Why do I feel like I have to approach a man? Why can't the man just do it? Because it just hits even worse, and it's even more embarrassing when the girl shoots her shot, like when she already shouldn't be, and then the man's like, oh, I actually had a girlfriend. I can't. Why am I getting mad that I didn't go up to this man? This isn't my problem. This has never been my problem. Women can go approach men, but listen, I've done it like 3 times in a row in the last 4 days, and I'm kind of sick of it. I'm kind of sick of it. So men, really, there is nothing to lose. I promise it doesn't hurt your ego that bad. I promise. I went up to a DJ and I thought he was hot, and he was like the opening DJ, and he was, in the background in Chicago, and I literally go to him and I was like, you're really cute. And he was like, I'm seeing someone. And I was like, that's totally fine. You're a great DJ. And I moved on with my life. It wasn't that hard. Well, I'm doing what I'm doing, which is approaching men. Why can't you guys just also do the same? Can we just like meet halfway, please? I need to remind you men that seriously, the moment you come up to me and you say something like that it's a simple, easy line. Don't be weird and cheesy, but just be like, hey, you come here often, or like you come to this like gossip class, or do you do this like 9 a.m. class all the time? Something like that. I immediately am like, oh, he's hot. Oh, he's fucking sexy. They're not even like maybe being attracted to you physically. I'm just like, this guy's got balls. I appreciate that, and I'm here for it. Imagine if women and men were just approaching each other, and if it wasn't to go out and to go on a date, just to have stimulating conversation with other adults. Just imagine that. Imagine if what I picture to be happening in my head, or what should be happening in my head post a yoga class, what if it actually happened? Riddle me that. Let's make it happen, please.
I'm gonna say it, and you're not gonna like what I have to say. You're not gonna like it, man. You're not gonna like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it. They don't make men like they used to. I'm gonna say it loud and proud, because tell me why men these days, they don't want to do an oil change. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to do anything. If Google doesn't know, babe, they don't know. Tell me why my dad knows every single thing to do with his hands. I could ask my dad to literally build a bridge for me to get to the other side of the road. That man will do it within 1 hour. You ask a man this day and age, hey, can you tell me how to check my tire pressure? Yeah, let me Google that. What do you mean you have to Google it? What do you mean you have to Google it, man? What do you mean? You are a man. This is what you're built for, babe. This is what you're built for, and you don't even know how to check my tire pressure. Please. I'm sick of having men that don't know how to literally use their hands. I'm sick of it. Be a man.
I agree 100%, right? Where are the men at? Well, I'll tell you what happened. Feminism tricked y'all into saying, we don't need the man around. We don't need the husband. We can do bad all by ourselves. We can do everything all by ourselves. What do I need to do anything for a man for? You needed a man in your life to raise your kids, to turn your sons into men. And now that we have a whole generation of women that abandon their husbands and try to raise their children on their own, their sons became feminine, zesty, like they're adult boys that have no idea how to do anything a man is supposed to do because there weren't no men around to teach them. Now, I've talked about this a lot. There's a lot of males out here that are now becoming adult men because the feminist movement really took off in the 60s, and then that generation raised a bunch of broken women who were getting pregnant at very young ages, right? So around the 90s, early 2000s, they were having kids while they were teenagers, while they were still children. And now those children that they had have grown up to be 20, almost 30 years old, right? And those are just broken men. They are men, they're grown men, but they are acting like little boys. They're acting like girls, honestly. They're acting like they're already wives. And you wonder why, and all this transsexualism and this furry nonsense and this deviancy has just become a rampant issue, a plague in our country. It's because of feminism. Right? Everything boils down to feminism when we really look at it. When we look at the liberalitis spreading around this country, the liberal movement that has taken over our country, that's because of feminism, all right? We used to be a strong conservative country with conservative values. Christian ethics were involved in our lives. And now we've just abandoned all that for the sake of being a strong, independent woman and trying to treat women like they're equal to men.
If you make the first move on a man, he's gonna treat you like fast food, okay? He's gonna show up and eat for sure. But it's gonna be sometimes, it's gonna be in an act of desperation. It's gonna be at the wee hours of the morning, and in general, he's not gonna take you seriously.
Do I think that women should approach men first?
Yes, I absolutely do. But I do think that women need to have realistic expectations about this, and I do think that's where this conversation gets lost. Approaching men first doesn't mean that every single man that you approach is going to be interested in you. It also doesn't mean that every single man you approach is going to want a long-term relationship. Sometimes they will give you a chance because they respected the fact that you were confident enough to approach them first. You might have not been their 10 out of 10 ideal, type or whatever, but they liked the fact that you initiated, they liked that you were confident, and they were willing to give you a chance. And then just realize there's not enough compatibility, or realize that maybe there was some attraction to you initially, but he realized after a few dates that he wasn't growing the attraction to you, that he would need to pursue a long-term relationship. A lot of women have said that when they've tried to approach a guy first, he would kind of use them as a convenience or use them as a placeholder while looking for the woman that he really wanted. And I do agree that those situations absolutely happen. But I also just think that that is the risk you take when you are the approacher. This isn't really about women approaching men. This is just about who is the pursuer versus who is being pursued. And I understand that a lot of women are used to being in the role of the pursued, and being the pursued is a lot more fun. It really is. It's a lot more fun to filter through your options and to be able to look at this lineup of people who are kind of trying to show you attention, to show interest, to get a date with you, and you being able to kind of sort through and choose the best one. That's a much more fun position to be in than being somebody who is pursuing and consistently getting rejected. But the positive about being a pursuer is that you have a larger pool to choose from. Now, that doesn't mean that every single person that you choose is going to choose you back. In fact, most people that you choose are probably not going to choose you back. But if you're looking for a monogamous relationship and you have a specific type, or the people that you like just generally don't approach you first, approaching them first doesn't mean that you're going to get every single person that you approach, but it does mean that your chance is just going to be increased. And so I think, in my opinion, approaching as a woman can be very beneficial if you have realistic expectations for being the pursuer or the one who approaches a man first. Let's say that you approach 10 men that you're very interested in. If 3 of them say yes, that is a success. And I do think that a lot of women wouldn't view it that way, because for a lot of women, for them to actually go against gender roles and decide to pursue a guy first, a lot of times they have to feel this very high level attraction to him up here, or it has to be a situation where they've already started to develop feelings for him over time. Maybe he's a friend or something. So again, the feelings or the attraction is already built up. And so I think for a lot of women, when they approach a man first and go against gender roles, it can feel very jarring when they got rejected, because a lot of women aren't just approaching guys that they're like, kind of attracted to, but they're not like up here attracted to. I think a lot more women would actually have better luck if they started approaching guys who weren't just they're like top attraction guys. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be attracted to the guy, but if you see a guy and you're like, oh, he's kind of cute, you might not be like salivating over him when he walks into a room, but you're like, oh, he's like a, good looking guy. Because a lot of guys who do approach, that's also their strategy. They approach women that they're like very, very attracted to, but they also approach women that they're, attracted to, but might not be the hottest woman in the room, but they still find her attractive and will be interested in giving her a chance. I also think that this involves a lot of women being able to understand when to sort of the situation. And even if they approach a man first, they kind of need to know when to back off, because, okay, you approached that man first, he was interested, he gave you the shot for the date. If he starts being flaky or not responding, then you take that as a cue to move on. But that doesn't mean that approaching a man in general never works. This is more just about being in the driver's seat of your own love life, being confident with what you want, but knowing when to exit the situation because you're not getting what you want from that dynamic. But this is my personal opinion on women approaching first, so let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree or disagree. By the way, this is also part of a long form YouTube video, and while most of this video on YouTube is the same, I did add a few tips if you're a woman who wants to approach men first. So if you're interested in that, go to my YouTube. Bye guys.
Men, where have you gone? Please come back. That's both a personal plea and the title of a modern love column worth devouring. The piece explores the slow vanishing of presence of half the population. Single women are leaning in with confidence, while single men are circling intimacy but never entering it. Women keep showing up, alone, in groups, in dating, but men are performing elsewhere, alone. Being seen with a woman is no longer a marker of success or desirability, so many men have quietly filtered us out. Whoa, I needed a moment to unpack that idea. Then I realized it perfectly articulates what I keep experiencing. Take the devilishly handsome man I went on a date with. Our first encounter was a dating success. Hours of conversation, a kiss, talk of a second date, and then silence. Months later, he's still lurking in my Instagram stories. Maybe he's even here right now. Entertained enough to watch, but never following up. As the columnist Rachel Drucker puts it, it looks like interest, it feels like silence. Or as my beautiful friend Julia puts it, don't look through my window if you don't plan to sit at my table. It's happening offline too. Dating events are booming, but imbalanced. Companies such as Goose and Boda and Anti-Swipe and even my own Singlepore sell out women's tickets within minutes and scramble to fill men's spots right up until the last day. At the event, sometimes you'll even find 2 women to every man, and that's before the inevitable no-shows. It's such a missed opportunity for both sides. One common explanation is that men face and fear rejection in their day-to-day lives, so they are even less inclined to enter a room with the potential for mass rejection. Yet, at dating events, it's the opposite. Everyone is single, most came alone and actively want to mingle, and chemistry has an opportunity to shine. Even I will fall in person for the man I'd normally swipe past, if he can hold his own and hold my attention. It's a bottle of potential just waiting for men to uncork. Whether at an event or in the wild, men are seemingly approaching women less. Theories range from lack of practice, if you don't try, you'll never learn. Fears around being creepy, even a stray ick can crush the bravest of souls. And male sedation. The idea that porn, video games, social media are numbing men out of traditional status-seeking and mate-seeking motivations. And what role have women played in this reality? In our ascent to equality, did we flatten masculinity? Can a single rejection of a man's unrequited advances stifle his confidence forever? Or is it nothing to do with us at all? Whatever the cause, there is heartfelt concern. No singleton wins in a lopsided dating market, well, except maybe the bold, the beautiful, and the lesbian. This is not a damnation of modern bachelors. It's a mirror. A rallying cry, not a critique. Regardless of the best solution, whether more women need to make the first move, rebuilding male confidence, more events, fewer apps, a return to arranged marriages, one thing is clear. Nobody should be giving up on dating entirely. It just requires a larger dose of effort. Because in the end, dating only works if people actually participate. It's messy, vulnerable, occasionally mortifying, but it's also the only way anyone ever gets through the door. Sure, peeking through the window might feel safe, but it doesn't take much more to knock. With love and other rubbish. Candace. That's my piece that I wrote in my newsletter this week. It's called Love and Other Rubbish.
A lot of times, modern women, they can get away with, they can skate along with doing whatever they want to do. They can skate along with, oh, well, this is how I feel, my little stupid attitude, the stupid entitlement, delusional standards. And the whole time that mirror is chasing you down. And eventually, accountability. Eventually, that mirror says, hey, how you doing? What's up? Now it's time for you to look at what it is, who you are, and fix that. And a lot of modern women, they talk about men, but they're not up to the challenge. They're not up to the challenge. Y'all been trying to blame men your entire life. You had 15 to 20 good years of that. And now it's time for you to take accountability and fix the stuff that you was doing wrong. And even now, You have modern women out there in their 50s. In their 50s, bro. Talking about, oh, well, you know, these men, and I don't doubt there are some men out there that ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. But when you gonna take accountability? 50 and 60 years old, boo-hooing on camera. Talking about, oh man, I can't find a man to love me. I can't do this. These guys are playing games. Well, it's probably because you met a 20-something-year-old, 30-something-year-old guy looking suave, and you already know the game. But you said, I'm gonna do it for the plot. When really you was like, oh man, I'm gonna try to get him to see the value in me because I'm smarter and I'm wiser. And I know what I want. And I go for what I want. And I got my money in my house and my car. And that man said, I know what I want to. I want to crack. You have a good night. You want some coffee on your way out? Boom. And now we're hearing about where the good men at. Oh man, the guys nowadays, they're not chivalrous.